Throw that up anyway. Let's look at that. A psychologist blinds a woman with drain cleaner because she wanted to be disabled. Jewel Shooping has body integrity identity disorder.
BIID.
BEAD. A condition in which able-bodied people believe they are meant to be disabled and restored to desperate methods.
And resorted. Not
yes,
restored.
Resorted, sorry. Whatever, dude. Words don't matter anymore.
Yeah, what does matter anymore?
Jeez, oh, Pete.
What's the definition of mattering?
So the whole point of showing even this lady at the end, as we put our final thoughts on all this stuff, is the focus of where people are nowadays is narcissistic at best, but it's reached an all-time level of, I believe, it's super narcissism. It is. Let me put it to you this way. I believe that human beings right now, for the past 50 years, let's just call it 50 years, have been fed the line that they can do whatever they want. They can be whatever they want.
100%. All
that does is force a person to internalize everything about themselves. And we are witnessing for at an all-time high, not for the very first time, but at an all-time high, a type of self-worship and glorification.
Yes. Well, imagine if infidelity was praised like this stuff is.
It kind of is, to be honest with you.
But what I'm saying is it would spike through the roof. So you have all these people who are feeling a certain way or are depressed or just living a life of sin, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And they see all these people coming out and supporting it. So they're like, oh, well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, live and let live.
Exactly.
Can't we just let
do whatever I want.
Do whatever you want.
But what does that even mean?
Means nothing. It doesn't have a meaning. That's the point. So this is where I want to get to. That if we can define what this is, if we could put a definition on this, the point is that there is no point. And as long as there's no point, you can rebuild any way you want.
Yep.
We are rebuilding right now. And a lot of us are listen,
not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
At all.
Most of our leaders will admit that we are not headed in a good. Most of our intelligent leaders that you can measure their intelligence.
Dude, it's so depressing.
It is, but it's not. I mean, Elijah, you and I, like your dad, people that I know, when we speak truth, it's rejected. It's rejected.
You're not wrong.
But why? Why is it rejected? It's rejected because when you speak truth, it's like the prophets of old. They murdered prophets. If a guy stood up and said, this town's getting destroyed because you guys are, doing really dirty, nasty things and it's not healthy and we're not going to have that. So I got a message for you. Stop or you'll die. That guy would be killed immediately because everybody doing dirty, nasty things that they were being told to stop, kill that guy. We're going to do what we want. This is fun. And then you got another guy, this would be called a false prophet, stands up and goes, hey, man, keep doing them dirty, gross things because it's natural.
Well,
it's fun.
Like the same thing as going to, it's like people finding their religion that fits their beliefs, like their personal views. Like, let's say, in my opinion, I mean, sinful views, a worldly view. Say, like, your pastor at your church is against gay marriage or against abortion or against drinking till you're drunk or not being in the right state of mind, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I'd like to get drunk occasionally, so I'm going here where they support this belief,
Right now, the worldview is that the sun is yellow and it goes up, rises in the east and sets in the west. But all of a sudden, there is no east.
I can't even take this seriously.
I know, right, dude? But just imagine if you prescribe to what you just said.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, okay, so Mike brought up this point earlier, actually, the point of, well, if Darwinism was true, then why couldn't you kill a bunch of people?
I know.
Like, why?
Only the strong survive.
Yeah, why not?
Because of
if that's the prevailing worldview, then what's so wrong with it?
You're not wrong. But the problem is you and I and our voices and people like us, we are pushing back and fighting against this, saying stop. You have to stop. And these people, when we're asking them to stop and we're laughing,
Yes.
it's not because we want to harm them. It's not because we want to keep them from having fun. It's because we know they're headed for a cliff, right?
Well, because we care about other people.
That's true.
You know, I mean, in our personal beliefs, we want people to be saved, right? Like that will be our ultimate goal. But at the same time, we can't control that.
No.
So, but making sure that people understand that we want what's best for humanity, like, and especially like we want what's best for America too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's depressing, but I feel like there is kind of a resurgence of people saying no. This is a step too far.
Well, the people that are saying no, they're coming to terms with what's hardwired in their body as a created being. They're looking at things objectively and going, I can't do this. It goes against every parameter of reality. We have a reality here, you know? I mean,
yeah.
So there's a consequence to doing that. And I think that as we wrap up this show and as we try to, grasp, where we're at, I mean, dude, you and I think from now on, as we make these shows, we're going to laugh. We're going to talk about stuff openly. People are going to get triggered. They're going to watch this podcast and they're going to be like, I can't believe they said that. I can't believe they're doing this.
Well, here's the reality. Okay. The reality is it's our own personal view. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that everybody should prescribe to my personal beliefs or views. I'm just saying that I don't agree with all of your personal views. That's it.
Yeah, but
that's all I'm saying.
So
and that's where people get so frustrated because they want it to be black and white, but there's this huge gray area.
Yeah.
And that they completely miss.
They do miss. And I think that when you define something, we talked about this last week and the week before, that the point is to be able to put it in a category. Because the powers that are in charge of society right now,
they want to control it.
They want to control the definition of what society looks like. You have people like us, though, and other people that are like, no, listen, I don't care what society does. Internally, hardwired into my existence is I know what right and wrong is.
Yep.
And you're not going to tell me what right and wrong is. I believe that's spiritual. I believe that's something to be looked into by every person watching this episode. I don't want to get too preachy. I know we do sometimes. We talk, but the truth is that we have our value system written down in history that comes from a source.
Yes.
It's a very, very scrutinized source. It's a very defined source. It is one of the most texts that have just been combed over and saturated by scholars. And you have people like Jordan Peterson right now visiting scripture and going, this is truth. This stuff is truth. And then you have people mocking it and say, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in good. I don't believe in evil. I believe in nothing. And then these people right now have a platform in our culture because our culture right now wants to deplatform God.
Yeah.
Can you just show the clip, dude? I before we lose control, I want you to show the clip of the guy talking about transableism, the doctor.
So the society needs to appreciate that, however strange it sounds, it isn't beyond the pale to, allow people to align their body with how they feel they ought to.
It's freaking crazy, dude. That's nuts.
That way of thinking
is nuts.
You cannot apply that
to
anything else in life.
They're teaching this shit in colleges, dude.
If you apply that to murder or like what?
I know.
I feel like I identify as someone who drinks and drives.
Dude,
and now that's all I'm going to do.
Here's the okay.
And if I kill somebody while doing it, it's my own personal responsibility. It doesn't matter.
Oh, but it does. Let's go to the lady that disabled herself. Do you have that clip?
Blind on purpose, but I don't feel it was a choice.
Okay.
That's all you had.
That's it. That's all we needed. She said she didn't feel like she had a choice in blinding herself, but she...
I don't even...
Okay, the point is that's not a person that loves themselves. That's a person that says that they love the way that their life is and they chose that, but that's somebody who loathes themselves. Yep. They hate themselves.
You just witnessed a clip from our Getting a Grip on Things podcast. If you enjoyed watching that and you gotta have more and you're not melting through it, make sure that you watch us and listen to our full show anywhere you get your podcast. You guys are the best. Thank you.